episode 234 of the Parkrun Adventurers. I'm Ollie Spake, and I'm joined by my co-host and lover of park dogs, Melissa Ellis. Mel, how was your Mother's Day?
Hello, Ollie. It was great, thank you. How was yours?
Good. Oh, great, all amongst the fun, but it was a fantastic Mother's Day, yes.
What were you up to in Shell Harbour Land?
Yeah, another week in Shell Harbour Land. Surprise, surprise. Couldn't get away this weekend. Too much going on. Yeah, with birthdays, Mother's Day, anniversary. It was just everything packed into one tight weekend and a bit. So I was lucky enough to have a. Let me do the maths. Should have done the maths beforehand. I'm going to say 70% of a park run with Mum.
Excellent. She had a big weekend, didn't she? She had a birthday as well as a Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was absolutely certain she wanted to park run on Mother's Day, and you know, Mum's not living next to the course practically like I am. She's a good hour or so away, but she wanted to make the point of coming up on a birthday, going for a park run, you know, tutuing up and everything, and yeah, I got to enjoy that with her.
That's pretty good. And every year she has to share her birthday on Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah. Just as well, she's a very accommodating person. You know, she's a mum. She's always been that accommodating person, so I'm very, very lucky. But yep, she shares Mother's Day, and it's kind of like that. Yeah, the people that have the birthdays near Christmas. I know my oldest Hannah celebrates a half birthday in the middle of the year because she's got an early January birthday, and she figures that's only fair. Mum hasn't taken that liberty in true mum style, so yeah. Birthday one day, Mother's Day the next. And look, we were sure to get out and enjoy that too, because it was an important one for Mum. So yeah, we hit up a winery for lunch. So it was good fun.
Excellent. And she had a cake.
Yes. We organised the cake, but again, in true mum style, she showed up at Shell Harbour Parkrun with her own cake that she baked. So I felt a bit slack there, but again, that's her style, and yeah, we took on the course. It was really muddy, really muddy, as it's been raining a lot, so very slippery on course, even more erosion, but still good fun dancing around the puddles. And as I said, followed around to about the 3.5K mark, so please check my maths. Feedback welcome if my maths failed there. And yeah, she'd been encouraging me to run on, I think, because I hadn't run much since that big run the other week. And I took off up the hill, but my watch could tell I had a guilty conscience because it was about 10 seconds after I'd parted with her and started heading up. I watched the Garmin beeps with a notification and says, "Hey, it's your mum's birthday." So we made sure, because Hannah came on up, we made sure we had a coffee waiting when she finished.
Oh, excellent. Well done, and happy birthday, Galen.
Yeah. Thank you on her behalf.
And you had a few cakes that weekend, I believe.
Yeah, Mel, I've had a lot of cake. I've had 5 cakes. That's a cake for every parkrun K in that week.
Lucky you just ran a marathon, Ollie. You could afford to. You were refuelling after your big effort.
Hey, look, I've taken marathon refueling to a whole new level. I put on weight running a marathon, so I'm proud to say that's my record. But thank you, Mum, and thank you, Zali, because, of course, it was Zali's birthday on the same day, so between them.
And how old was Zali?
She's turned 8.
8?
Yeah, 8.
Happy birthday, Zali.
Yeah, and she was off doing her thing. No park run for her, but yeah, very celebratory weekend. But great to enjoy Mother's Day with my mum, with Kathy, of course, on our wedding anniversary. And
wow, how many years?
It's 12 years for us.
Wow, awesome! Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, and extended family and everything. So big family weekend, but Mother's Day is always special, and I understand you had a special Mother's Day, Mel. Well, a special Mother's Day park run, at least.
I did, Ollie. So, like, you were running with your mother, which was mother-son.
Yes.
I ran with my son, which was also mother-son.
Yeah. We didn't even plan this, did we?
We didn't. No. But I headed over to the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne to be in the vicinity of my older kids, and my son joined me for parkrun, and I took my daughter's dog Dustin to parkrun. Yeah, so that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Again, that was Dustin's second parkrun, or his bark run. And Jake came along. He brought his dog as well, and we shared a few kilometres. And much like you, Ollie, I ran off on him at the end as well.
Excellent. That makes me feel a little better. Thank you.
Yes.
Did Jake mind?
He did indicate that he minded. He did do a bit of a run walk for the first few kilometres, but he's not a runner. So he wasn't really wearing active wear. He wasn't really wearing correct footwear. He started to complain, mid-event about his feet hurting. He was actually complaining a little bit more than maybe Zoe usually does.
Yep.
But he wasn't in the correct gear, so that was understandable.
Yeah, so legitimate. Okay. Yeah,
it was legitimate, yeah. But Dustin just wanted to run. He was pulling the whole way. He's only a baby still. He's just about to turn 12 months old. I was a little bit reluctant to, overwork him, as I know, you shouldn't run young dogs too much, but he was just pulling. So we got to that last kilometre and Jake was spent. He was just wanting to walk and Dustin still wanted to go. So we just jogged it easily the last kilometre and then waited at the finish line. So, it was a fun morning. He's getting into this parkrun swing. He loves parkrun, Dustin. So,
good work, Dustin.
It's a match made in heaven, Ollie.
Yeah, well, he's clearly appreciating the visits and the chance to go for a parkrun with you.
He is.
Likes the course?
Yeah. Well, no. So I thought it's important for me to take him back to the same course. I want him to have familiarity.
Yeah.
He's got an expectation now when he sees me turn up on a Saturday morning that he's going somewhere. I want to take him to the same place so that he feels comfortable and it all goes well. The only thing, Ollie, I've got to do is I've got to get one of those little Gucci drink bottle-y things so that I can give him water.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yep. We had a drink fountain at the event, but it had been vandalised and you couldn't press the little button that put the water down for the dogs at ground level.
Yep.
So, and Dustin was thirsty, so the bubbler was working, the human bubbler. So my son Jake lifted him up so that he could lick the water coming out of the human bubbler, which he was quite happy to do, not like my little chihuahuas who absolutely refuse blankly to drink out of anything that isn't their very own water dish.
Beneath them, yep.
Yeah, yes, he's very accommodating. He's a happiest dog. He's just beautiful. So, but yeah, no, I've got to get one of those little Gucci water bottles that you can bring along and carry with you and then have water on hand for your dog. So that is my mission in life. I've been visiting all the Kmarts around my local area trying to source myself one of these such water bottles.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, you have to share a picture when you find it. I'm really curious about a doggy drink bottle.
Yeah, they have a little flip-down flap that acts as a dish so that you squirt the water out of the water bottle and it pools in the dish and then the dog can lick it out of the dish. I only know because I've got a friend that's got one and I said, "Where did you get it?" And she said, "Kmart, $6.
Oh, easy.
But do you think any of my local Kmarts have got one? No, they're all sold out because clearly they're really good.
Okay, well, all right. Do you think cats would, I'm just thinking.
Sphinxy.
I usually get Sphinxy in the middle of the night coming into the bathroom next to the bedroom there and usually have to fill up my drinking glass and relinquish that to him because, it's obviously such a long walk to the kitchen. So maybe if I get one of these doggy drink bottles, that'll save me the effort.
Maybe. It's worth, it's worth trying, Ollie. I'll see how many I can locate.
Okay. Appreciate it. You let me know.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, no, so brilliant weekend. And there was no juniors this weekend, Ollie.
No.
Not for us.
Not for Ainsbury. There's something else special happening, of course.
Yes. So, yeah, in the forest, in the Ainsbury forest.
Just quietly, I'm glad you get tongue-tied because it hides the fact that I always get tongue-tied saying
In the Amesbury Forest, there was a Mother's Day event. There was the Mother's Day Classic going on, which has previously run in the past. So we were quite happy to, cancel juniors because most of the RD team were volunteering the event.
Lovely.
So, we put the event on pause and we put our efforts behind that. And we were still out there Sunday morning, still at Amesbury, and it was beautiful weather. We had a lovely, fine Sunday morning. The sun was out and it was a big success, which was really great for the cause. Juniors will be back this week.
Oh, lovely. And look, I'm pretty sure I saw some of the pictures. It looked pretty snazzy.
Well, we dressed up, Ollie. If that's what you mean with snazzy.
That's right. Yes.
So,
pink is snazzy.
The pink tutus and the pink wigs and the sunny and the big oversized Elton John sunglasses came out because you got to act the part. And let's be honest, I've got a house full of dress ups after the last year of COVID. all Dazza's props.
You should have just offered the local costume store a spot in your garage or something.
They actually closed down over COVID, the local costumes shop, which is a bit sad. I think maybe I just bought them out and maybe I should be the local costume shop now. That was it. That was my weekend.
Wonderful. Sounds like a lovely weekend. We've certainly seen some great pictures and updates of people travelling around. Mel, there have even been people bubbling around, enjoying the travel bubble.
There have. Yep, people zipping over to New Zealand and people popping over here.
Yeah, isn't it nice to see? Wish that for everyone before too long. Great to see and just share a bit of others' enjoyment of that opportunity. We've heard, of course, from New Zealand this week.
Yes, we should have a listen. We've got Alison with a report. Where was it from, Ollie? I've forgotten.
It was from Barry Curtis Parkrun.
Thank you. Let's listen to Alison now.
Good morning, parkrun adventurers. It's Alison King here for the Channel 5 News crew, reporting in from Auckland, New Zealand. And today I'm running at Barry Curtis Parkrun. Now, avid listeners who would have heard the March Madness episode way back in a couple of months ago will remember that Barry Curtis was my very first parkrun way back in January 2016. And I've come back today to run it for the 5th time to help with my P index. So Barry Curtis Parkrun is the most southern of all of the Auckland parkruns, and it's so close to the airport that we're under the flight path for Qantas Air New Zealand. So it's pretty cool these days with the flights coming back. And so if you're coming over to New Zealand for some parkrun adventures, come on over to Barry Curtis Parkrun. So let's see who we can find today. So I'm here with Grant Lincoln at the finish of Barry Curtis Parkrun. How was that today, Grant?
Really enjoyed it today.
Yeah. What made it enjoyable?
Just being out front the whole way and trying to go for the sub-18 right at the end.
So you're quite one of our faster tourists in New Zealand, aren't you?
I think so, but not quite the quickest out there yet.
No. How many of the different events have you done around the country?
Be 25 or 26 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear that you go around trying to chase the age records.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So can you tell us about some of your recent adventures?
Last week I was at East End, which is New Plymouth, and I had 18:14 to try and beat and managed to do 17:57.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
And I got told by the Invercargill event director earlier on in the year that you were down there chasing too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just turned 50, so I saw that as one of the ones that was fairly achievable, so I thought I'd do that.
Yeah. What do you like about this course here?
The variety, and I know it so well now. I can just run it basically. I could do it in my sleep. It's probably not the quickest of courses, but despite that, I still got my best time on this. My quickest overall times on this course.
Oh, wow.
I think just because I know it so well.
So not counting this park run, what would be your top 3?
Gisborne would be number 1. Balclutha is quite unique in the way that it's quite a different sort of course.
Can you describe that to the listeners?
It's got cattle stops through the course. You go over the iconic Balclutha Bridge and then under the bridge and then back over it again. And I guess Flaxmere would be another top one. Nice and flat, paved all the way.
Perfect for a PB.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Alison.
So I'm with Julie Collard, who I ran part of today's run with. So how did you find that today, Julie?
Yeah, it's great. I love the 2 laps of here, this place, Barry Curtis. It's always good not to do a third.
And you've done quite a few park runs around the country. So
just 15, not like you, Alison.
How did you get into parkrun?
I'd heard about it, been told about it, and thought it sounded too good to be true, but nevertheless signed up and did Cornwall Park for my first. And that was 4.5 years ago.
And then from Cornwall Park?
Yeah, well now I've done 15 in New Zealand, 1 in Australia, and then I got involved with Western Springs and became a run director there, and then just over 6 months ago opened up Owairaka, the newest parkrun in Auckland, but not for long.
And you've had an international visitor there already, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. A few weeks ago we had someone from Melbourne coming over for her brother's wedding, so that was great. Yeah.
And today you brought another international visitor with you.
Yeah. So my brother ran his first ever parkrun here, or walked. He's still out there. He's still walking. Hopefully he'll finish. And he is from Sydney, and his closest over there would be Curl, which I ran just over a year ago. But he's up late with hospitality work on Friday evening, so I don't know if he'll get too many more, but maybe when he visits New Zealand.
Well, he had a rapturous applause today, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us your top 3 parkruns in New Zealand, not counting your home parkrun?
Well, I would actually rate Barry Curtis here. It's my 5th time here today, and I love their sense of community here. The run brief this morning just was said everything positive about parkrun. And I do like the 2 laps here, and I've come here a lot for other events like cross country, so it is a favourite. But on scenery, it would have to be Queenstown, which I ran last year, was awesome. And then my 3rd, I think, in Auckland is Hobsonville Point, because I love the online community, and their courses is great, and the history around that location is really cool as well.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Alison.
So I'm with Anna Willis. How was your parkrun day today, Anna?
Oh, it was really nice. Good temperature today, and yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
So this is your local?
Yes. Yeah. I usually come here.
And so how long have you been running here?
I'm coming up 100 runs next week. So yeah.
Congratulations for next
week.
Week.
A couple of years now. Yeah.
What got you into parkrun?
I think I just heard about it through a friend and just came along to see what it was all about, but I was really hooked as soon as I started, so yeah, I love it. Bring all the family now as well.
So cool.
Yeah.
And you were telling me before you've done a bit of a tour of New Zealand the last few weeks, so which parkruns did you get to do?
So we've just done a family road trip in the school holidays, and we did Blenheim, and then we did Invercargill and Rotorua on the way back home, so yeah, so they were all really lovely parkruns actually.
Yeah, good selection.
Yeah.
Have you done much touring?
Not a lot. We've done a couple, one up north, and yeah, we've done. That's probably all we've done at the present. Yeah.
So, what would be your favourite parkruns that you've run?
I really love Invercargill actually. Just the flat and through the gardens there is really nice. Blenheim was beautiful too, and Rotorua was quite different but really cool as well. So I actually really enjoyed all of those 3. Yeah.
So you got plans to celebrate your 100?
I don't know actually. Haven't thought about that. I'm just looking forward to completing it. Yeah.
Surely you've got to have a cake.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll have to suss that out. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much.
No problem.
Thank you, Alison, for the roving report. Sounds like a fantastic day, and good work chasing the P-Index at Barry Curtis Parkrun there. And special shout out to Anna. Hope you enjoy your 100th parkrun next parkrun day. Mel, isn't it nice to hear of some bubbling parkrunners, some parkrunners travelling across the ditch and getting in a parkrun in New Zealand now that we've got the travel bubble accessible most times at least?
Definitely, Ollie. It gives us hope that we can do similar things
in the not too distant future.
Yeah, looks like there's a few people travelling across too. There's a few thousand every day, and clearly these visits are being noticed. So hey, if you're making those trips, let us know. We'd love to hear about the experience.
But Ollie, we had some visitors. Sorry, that took me a while.
Yes.
We had some visitors to Dazza's Cafe that we need to discuss.
Yes. Thanks, everyone, for dropping by once again. Wonderful to hear from everyone. We heard first and foremost, I believe, from Bruce Purdy. Bruce was decked out in the cheetah ears and responding to our question, did you walk, run or drive, or do you like to find different ways to get to parkrun? And this was obviously carrying on from last week's parkrun report from Dawn, who took the ferry. Bruce had a few different in the combination there. So ours was planes, trains and automobiles to the amazing and scenic Mossman Parkrun. And yes, cheetah ears get more cheers.
Good to see Bruce at Mossman joining in the cheetah fun with our friends there, namely Simon, the quizmaster.
Yes, it is a nice parkrun there.
Yes, definitely. And Ollie Danella Taylor. I ran 6.8 kilometres from home to my home parkrun, then did parkrun and got a car ride home with hubby. Good effort, Danella.
Yes.
And I was wondering, Ollie, do you think that was in Dolly?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too, Mel. Was it Dolly, Danella? You have to let us know.
And for context, Ollie, we should say that we discovered when we were up there visiting the lovely parkrun at
Majimba Beach.
Majimba.
Yes.
When we were there,
that one.
And Danella's lovely husband had a little, what do you call those types of cars, Ollie? A classic?
It was an impressive one. Yeah, certainly noticed it and noticed the name.
Yes.
Couldn't miss the name.
It was called Dolly.
Yes.
Stood out to us.
That's right. I think that'd be a fantastic way to get home from a parkrun.
I agree.
We also heard from Tracy Wood. Morning all. I'll have a cup of tea, please, while I sort through the photos from this morning. This pic is of me about to get run over because I haven't gotten out to a good spot yet. And, Tracy was putting herself in a precarious position there out at Bunyaville Parkrun, where I think there was a pretty ready and set group of parkrunners about to trample her.
And Ingrid Botha. Quick car trip to beautiful Dolls Point this morning, where the kayakers were out in full force enjoying the bay. My run was more of a walk this morning due to a sleepy 11-year-old and Paris the dog wanting a quick lie down a few times. I can't blame her. I usually want a quick lie down in the middle of a parkrun too. And Ingrid gave us a photo of Paris. It was nice to see Paris.
Yeah. Look, we hear about these parkrun tactics. I'm sure Paris, just was just planning, a bit of an energy boost for later on.
No doubt.
And we heard from Alison King. Hello from Owairaka Parkrun Café, Leof. I ran at Barry Curtis Parkrun for my P-index, drove up from Rotorua and stayed the night, and then drove to Owairaka to catch up with Steve, Andy and Helen. Coffees all round, except for Helen with an English breakfast tea. And great to see everyone there.
Well done, Alison, because, she ran at one parkrun and then continued on to join the morning tea for a different parkrun.
Yeah. That is fun. You get double the parkrun fun. It's like doing a double, but probably a bit smarter.
And Rebecca Bailey had some park faff this morning at Shell Harbour, taking it nice and slow down some of the hills, but embraced my inner kid and jumped in all the puddles.
Of which there were many.
That's fun. I think I need gumboots. I think I need to get myself some funky gumboots and take a leaf out of Rebecca's book and jump in some puddles. That's what I want to do, Ollie. That's on my next to-do list.
Look, each parkrunner has their own style, don't they? There were certainly some gumboots at Shell Harbour. Beck did not have gumboots, and she certainly did jump in all the puddles. I tried to dance around them as much as possible. Puddles make for fun.
Hey, Ollie, I didn't really expand on what you said last week, and listening back to the audio, I felt bad that I didn't comment on the event that happened at Shell Harbour last week, the protest. I glossed over it, which was kind of wrong of me, because you did tell us there was a protest at Shell Harbour.
Yes.
Did you want to expand on that? Is Shell Harbour Parkrun, are they at risk of, their future?
Oh, let me just put down my Dazza's Café piccolo.
I've put you on the spot. I'm sorry. But it did occur to me when I listened back to the audio last week and you mentioned it, and I kind of glossed over it and continued on, and I didn't really pay it any importance.
Well, firstly, I don't think you glossed over it, and I think it's important we respect the listeners. Maybe don't want to hear always about Shell Harbour, as much as I firmly believe all of you need a dose of Shell Harbour every week. But look, the protest it's been a developing story locally at least, and one that's been taken up in particular in the surfing community, because Shell Harbour Parkrun is in the Killalea, what was a state park. It's a reserve that is managed by a not-for-profit organisation appointed through the government, and it is a national surfing reserve as well. So much loved across the surfing community, and amongst a number of different events as part of that protest, the paddle out that was conducted, we had park runners joining that, and naturally a number of different people locally and further afield broke a world record for a combined paddle out. But it's, coming back to the point as I tried to, Shell Harbour Parkrun naturally is very fortunate to be able to run each week in such a beautiful location. We've had fantastic support, both from setup, from the previous management, from the people managing the park, the rangers, and from the group that run and operate that park now. The development proposal that is put forward is one that they claim is to raise money and provide essentially a revenue source that isn't currently available as it was previously before they were appointed. So there are concerns around the viability of their current approach, but many options are on the table, and there appears to be a lot of community support for change. It's great to see. I think I mentioned last week, it's great to see people's passion. So there are lots of things being discussed, some of which might see the park completely speculating. This is my words, not necessarily anyone else's, but the park transition to even a national park organisation. But interestingly, there are suggestions there that there could be a park fee. So watch this space, I suppose. Naturally, we want what's right for the park. We want what's right for Shell Harbour Parkrun and the community to provide that free weekly access. But I think the care of the sensitive environment and the beautiful environment of the park needs to be front of mind as well. So there's a while to go, but we will see.
Well, Ollie, we want what's best for Killalea, but I am sensing some points from what you said that there's a potential that if the park wants a fee, that this could potentially be the demise of Shell Harbour Parkrun. And this isn't something that we want. This is going to be a contentious issue, potentially.
Yeah, and it will play out over some time yet. So it's being discussed at state government as to how the park got into the condition it's in and the situation. There's been a lot of criticism around the process for consultation for these development proposals. So we will see. And naturally, we do hope that it gets taken into consideration. For context, you've got to cast your mind back several decades for those that, I wasn't one of them, but for those that live locally, it was actually a farm or a group of farms, I believe, but there was access for people that wanted to go down to the beach, through Killalea there. They'd put money at the gate and head on down. Of course, it wasn't terribly expensive back then. Yeah, I think there's maybe an acceptance of a gate entry fee if it's preserved for what it was originally intended, which was a gift to the community from the farmer. And again, I haven't checked all my facts there, but that's what's commonly referred to. But naturally, as you say, there could be implications.
Well, we shall keep all our fingers crossed, and we shall await updates from yourself for the fate of Shell Harbour Parkrun. And let's hope that there's the chance that it can continue on for years to come. And we wish you all the best, Ollie.
Thanks, Mel. We also wish all the best for Shell Harbour Parkrun. We enjoy having people there. So fingers crossed. Thank you. But importantly, there's a coffee to finish and some more reports. Yeah, look, we also heard this week from Caro. So, Caro Voss, a trip to Pioneer Dairy Parkrun for another Wilson Index number. Always good to visit the cows. And the cows looked happy, Mel. I mean, I know the expression is pig in mud, but, you know.
I know. I was curious, and I did ask Caro, are the cows always there? It just looks like, you know, Caro was trotting past a gate and there was a heap of cows just hanging out. But, you know, probably the key is that it is a dairy, so there's likely to be always an abundance of cows. We shall go with that.
Yes. Sounds like a very reasonable explanation. And, beautiful cows. I'd love to visit for that reason. On the list.
And we heard from Mark. Marvellous Mark. Back home as run director at Wagyu Bridge Parkrun. After our Tassie adventures, enjoyed catching up with the crew. Thanks, Mark, and we're glad you're back on deck at Wagyu.
I butcher it frequently.
Oh, I know it's not Wagyu. It's just I struggle because it isn't pronounced how it's spelt.
My approach to pronunciation with Wagyu Bridge is just to try and abbreviate the second syllable as fast as possible.
Gloss over it, Ollie. No one will notice.
But honestly speaking, I would like to be corrected. I should know. Slow learner here. We also heard from Val Warwick. We took the first 100 kilometres of our road trip today to go to Kate Reid as volleys. And after coffee and sausage roll for Steve, we will do the next 200 kilometres to Hobart, where we will catch up with Tok and Jackie this week. But there was an update, not catching up, wrong week. Yeah, Tassie's the place to be.
It is. Kate Reid is an absolutely beautiful place. And well done to Val and Steve for volunteering there.
Yes.
I was wondering about the sausage roll report. There's another person on board with sausage rolls, Ollie. They're taking off.
Well, I think they're a cuisine of choice.
Maybe it's just not as hard to say as, what was the other one?
Oh, are you referring to a pasty?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, a pasty. They're obviously more popular because they're easier to say.
Less controversial.
Yeah.
Less controversial. I don't know if I've weighed into the pasty thing before. Yes.
And we heard from Bridget Rainbird. Walked 3 kilometres from home to South Bank Parkrun and back on a spectacular sunny day.
Lovely.
I need to get to South Bank, Ollie, because I need a south for my compass.
You have a few of the other compass points?
I have 2 of them. I haven't got a south. Ooh. Have you?
I'm thinking. No. No south.
Right. Well, you need to get there too. Let's make a plan.
All right. We also heard from Sam Schroeder. Drove a few Ks to our home run at Picton. I was barcode scanning and Luke walked his 50th parkrun from 30 locations. Congratulations, Luke.
Well done, Luke. That's awesome.
It's a well spread out 50.
And Bernadette Bennett. Drove in early for setup at Newey and first timers briefing, but then also managed to slow run. Hubby ran in and then scanned. Coffee, hot choc, almond croissant afterwards at Café Inu, close by to our course start point. Excellent, Bernadette. Sounds like a good morning.
I like the order too. Yum. And Cameron Drake. Totally forgot to fill up yesterday. Luckily, the battery still had charge, so I slowly potted to the local and watched my GPS make a meal of the course. Thank goodness I could find the coffee afterwards. And, it really did look like a bit of a park stagger on the Strava feed there, Mel.
It did.
Yeah.
And Janet Reid. Good morning, all. Back at Lochiel after 3 weeks away. It was so good. Parachuted in, landing perfectly in the car park. Packed away my chute and donned the highly sought-after orange vest and proceeded as car park marshal. Had a fast trot to catch up and pass the tailwalkers. Got back, did some barcode scanning, maintaining the 1 to 50 ratio. Then it was coffee time, a perfect skinny flat white, and some of Australia's best hot chips. It's all true, I tell you. Well, except that I arrived in the car park courtesy of my husband chauffeuring me in the car. Doesn't have the same degree of excitement compared to a parachute, does it? And no, it doesn't, Janet. But I kind of do wonder if it would be possible to parachute into a park run. I like the idea of that challenge.
North Wollongong.
Hey?
North Wollongong.
Why?
I mean, it would have been perhaps even better from their original start point. But, yeah, you can parachute and land right there.
North Wollongong is not in South Australia.
Well, no. But if you want to parachute to a park run, North Wollongong.
Have you got a kind of context there, Ollie, as to why North Wollongong?
Oh, they have a parachuting. Oh. Yes. The plug there, Skydive the Beach. They have a parachuting business there that you can land at North Wollongong.
Okay. And can you drop him some coin and set that up so that you can parachute in time for parkrun?
Not sure I'd chance it.
Because that sounds like a challenge to me. I'm up for that.
Well, you'd likely land at the halfway point, so you'd probably buy yourself a bit of time, but it's not really something I want to approve of. So you'd have to catch the early flight, parachute in, run 2.5 Ks to the start line. So you get bonus parkrun Ks as well.
Oh, well, that could work.
It's all assuming that could work, but I like Janet's story better.
I do know with these hot air... Oh, and it's not a hot air balloon, though, is it? I was going to say these hot air balloons are a bit weather dependent, but parachuting maybe isn't so much.
Yeah, well, it's not that pleasant when it's raining, but kind of stingy. But you would be somewhat weather dependent, I believe.
You sound like a man who's parachuted before.
Yeah, back before I realised that I was scared of it, yeah. I was given a skydiving ticket for my 21st birthday from Kathy.
Oh, so, wow.
Long time ago now, but yes.
Oh, my gosh, you guys have been together since then. That's so cute.
Yes, I bought her one back in revenge.
So Paul and I don't hate each other that much. We go hot air ballooning. It's much more kind of, I don't know, passive. Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. That's not something I ever want to do.
No, me either. Yeah. It was great fun, trust me. Highly recommend it. I just don't want to do it again. But anyway, we also heard from Mandy Oliver. Had planned to go to my home park run at Surfers, but was a bit sluggish this morning, so a drive to my nearest at Paradise Point. Have ridden my bike before, am a little in awe of one of the local tri groups that ride to Surfers, run park run, then swim in the lake after. If anyone wants to do that, Surfers has the best amenities of any park run I have seen. Heaps of toilets and showers and change rooms as well.
I was very impressed with this one, Ollie. You know, that's a triathlon park run.
It really is.
I'd be interested to do that, only I don't do the swimming bit. I've had friends try to lure me into triathlons in the past, and I keep telling them I don't swim. I mean, I can swim. I passed my military swim test, not in the most elegant of ways. So I prefer not to do a swim. I certainly can't do that really, cool kind of Aussie crawl swim that most people do when they go out in open water. Yeah. I could breaststroke for a few hundred metres perhaps.
Yep.
And do a bit of backstroke, and I could mix it up a bit. It wouldn't be awfully competitive though.
Well, I think the point you're making is you could do it. So maybe there's an opportunity there, Mel.
If it wasn't a race, I could manage that. Anyway, Mandy, that's awesome, and well done to those who do that.
Yeah, a lot of respect. I don't think I would pass the swim test, so a lot of respect.
And Dawn Branton, no ferry for me this week. I walked to Kirra Parkrun. Not all the way, though. I did take a plane to Coolangatta. Lovely to see the big koalas on the course. I do miss my Melbourne UUs. And Dawn was touring. I think it was a bit of Uber tourism for Dawn. Just a quick overnight up to Kirra, enjoying the Kirra koalas up there.
Yeah, nice to see the koalas there. Good work, Dawn. And another from Team Warwick, Stephen Warwick. as Val said, we drove for over an hour through some fog as well to get to volunteer at Kate Reid Parkrun, which, in my humble opinion, is Tassie's best kept secret of a parkrun and one of the best in Australia. Well, we hope to break that secret, Stephen. We hope to get it out there.
I don't profess to have done, all the parkruns in Tasmania. I've done a few, but I do believe that Kate Reid is one of the best.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant trail event.
Well, I haven't heard a bad thing yet, so I'm going entirely off everyone's personal opinions, but it sounds convincing.
Yeah, you don't know any better. We'll just tell you what we want.
That's right. That's right. I'll just follow along. And we should mention, Val and Stephen, you looked amazing in your orange in that photo there. Good work.
It was nice to see them too.
Yes.
And Vicky Thompson, if I have stayed at a different motel, I could have walked less than a kilometre to parkrun instead of driving 4 kilometres. Well done, Vicky. It made me consider the fact that, it's always a bit of a game with us tourists to see just how close we can manage to book accommodation to the start line.
Yeah. What's the closest you've managed, Mel?
Oh, we went a couple of years ago in South Australia to Christie's Beach. It was our last sea to join the Pirate Club, and the caravan park that we were camping in was directly in front of the start location for Christie's Beach Parkrun. So, I mean, I don't know technically what the metre different distance was, but it literally was. We walked out of the gate of the caravan park and were at the start line of Christie's Beach. So, yeah, that would be the closest one I've done. It's always fun to see how close you can get to the start line of a parkrun. I know, Tog's pretty good at that.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's the master. You want to get good accommodation, you just check where Tog's been.
Noted. No, I'll have to plan some. I don't believe I have stayed terribly close to any parkruns. I mean, the closest I've probably stayed at is my house. So,
how far are you from Shell Harbour?
Oh, it's a kilometre or so now. It's about 2 k's to the start line now, actually. Yeah, it used to be closer.
How did it used to be closer? What moved, Ollie, your house or the parkrun start?
My house.
Your house moved.
Yes.
So you moved house.
Rather, I moved.
Right.
I moved house, yes.
Because everybody out in podcast land is imagining your house like getting up on its tiptoes and moving a kilometre away from the start line.
No, that's right. I chose to get up and move to this lovely, quaint, porous little shack. And
the one that leaks.
The one with the bricks that like to drink, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, context. I have had a little bit of water damage, and we have a little bit of a history of water damage.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing about that. I'm very sorry for your seepage.
It's quite okay. I'm sitting next to my rolled up carpet here, recording as we speak. But nonetheless, I look forward to a parkrun later this year where I hope to rival some of those in terms of staying close to the start line. Got one up the sleeve.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. You're not willing to share? Is this going to be just a mystery?
A mystery for an awful long time too.
That's a good segue into longest run, Ollie.
Yes, there was a reference to a long time, so yeah, I think that was seamless. Yes. How's the plans for the longest run, Mel?
Oh, they're going great. I'm pulling up stumps from Victoria and I'm planning to set sail for North Brisbane longest run, and plans are well underway, Ollie, to join in with the North Brisbane community. Hopefully they will be embracing the tourists from down south. Looking forward to coming up and sampling some very nice flat parkruns.
Is there a particular parkrun along the way that you are excited to sample?
Oh, Ollie, don't put me on the spot. No.
All of them, I think, is the answer. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because none of the events in the North Parkrun longest run are events I've done, so they will all be bonus samplers of future parkrun tourist destinations.
Certainly some familiar names there. It looks like an exciting lineup and a finish at Kedron there.
Are you Googling? Because,
I'm Googling.
Ollie Spake, I've got a bone to pick with you. When I go back and do the edit, I hear your tap, 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 tap. I can't always hear it when we're recording, but when I go back and I do the edit, I hear tap, 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 tap while I'm talking. I know you're looking up stuff while I'm speaking. So I'm just guessing that you're doing it right now. You're bringing up the event list of the North Brisbane.
Yeah, curiosity did get me there. Yes, absolutely. Come clean.
Okay. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Please list the events in the North Brisbane longest run.
Well, Mel, I'm glad you asked. So from what I understand, you'll be getting underway at Central Lakes, nice and early, and then off to Harris Avenue, North Lakes, Redcliffe, Sandgate, Chermside, and finishing at Kedron.
Nice. Oh, I'm so pleased. Thank you for enlightening me.
We are both enlightened.
So I haven't done any of those events. However, Sandgate, on our recent trip for Palm, we did do a freedom walk of Sandgate. So I'll be super excited to return there.
That's right.
But yourself, Ollie, are you going to partake in a bit of longest run yourself?
I wouldn't miss it. It looks like I'm headed back to familiar stomping ground and eagerly anticipating release of some plans. I haven't reached out to those that regularly do it, so I look forward to chatting to everyone and hopefully seeing a few familiar faces again. Very jealous of your travels.
How many longest runs has New South Wales got planned?
I haven't seen one for Newcastle yet, I must admit. I've been just seeing a lot of longest runs pop up in terms of different events, and I'm a little excited, although I don't expect to be able to travel interstate across those weeks, unfortunately, but a little excited at the fact that they do span a few weeks, Mel. So I'm sure that there are a few listeners or a few adventurers at least out there that are planning some multiple longest runs, surely.
Oh, Ollie, so in Victoria, we've got 5 or 6 different events.
It's another level over there in Victoria, isn't it? You're sort of coming at it from every direction into Melbourne.
And just in the west, out my way, there's 2 separate events.
Yes. 2
separate longest runs. And one of them, I'm a little bit excited, but one of them is going to feature a course at Amesbury where my junior parkrun is.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, junior parkrun is a 2K event. There's going to be a special extended 5-kilometre course because, you know what, there is the potential out at Amesbury for a 5K parkrun. Doesn't currently exist, but there's the potential there. So we're a bit excited for some people to come along and see the forest, to see Amesbury where juniors occurs, and maybe get a little bit excited.
I think that is pretty exciting. It would be fantastic to see some interest there and potentially a bigger version to follow. I mean, nothing surely will ever match the fantastic junior parkrun that's been set up there. But
naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. So I'm, as much as I'm not going to be there, I'm skipping town, I'm very excited for all the events that are going to be happening in Victoria. There's a huge following down here for longest run, and fabulous for all the people that have got behind the events down here.
Yes. Great work, everyone. It's fantastic to see. It's been nice just tic-tacking with a few people getting excited about it, and look forward to seeing many of the pictures and hearing many of the stories. Bring it on.
What's next, Ollie?
I think we don't know. We may have see you on the V side.
We might.
Or some stats.
The informant, Ollie, the informant's not back this week.
That's right.
I don't know what's happening. Have you had any more comms with HR?
Well, yeah, look, I've been told to wait.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Do we know what the issue is? Is it a pay dispute?
I mean, this is parkrun, Mel. It's always about money. But look, sadly, no. HR haven't given us an update. The informant is still on extended leave. We miss you, informant. And in the meantime, Mel, I guess we just have to make do.
Okay, well, Ollie will call back the agency casual. He might not be awfully impressed about having to come back, but we will endeavour to engage his services again and see what we can get. We didn't get any feedback of what people might like to hear.
Yeah.
Sadly. That's okay. We're used to not getting much feedback.
That's right.
So no harm, no foul there.
Gives the agency casual just a license to be creative, and with that enthusiasm, I'm sure it'll be magical.
Yeah, I agree. So let's hear what we've got from them.
This is the Agency Casual. That's right, sports fans, I'm back. I can get used to this place. Comfy chair, big screen TV, free coffee. Not bad. So, let's get into it and just rip the band-aid off and let's go. This week, Australia had 42,811 runners across 394 events, up 2,725 on last week, with an average of 109 runners per event. New Zealand had 3,735 runners across 32 events, down 296, with an average of 117 runners per event. The top three largest events in Australia this week was New Farm, with 446 runners, up 8. South Bank, 429 runners, returning from a cancellation last week, and the Ponds, 391, down 10. The top three events in New Zealand were Hagley, 330, up 24, Cornwall Park, 264, down 4, and Lower Hutt, 226, up 35. Australia had 3 250 milestones this week. Bree Bussard running Westerfolds, Glenn Claydon at Lilydale Lake, and Diane Coloradi at Petrie. We also had 117 100 milestones and 197 50 milestones. New Zealand had no 250 milestones this week, with 10 100 milestones and 18 50 milestones. The top three fastest females in Australia were Alexandra Blake, running a new PB at Kedron in 16 minutes 44. Victoria Mitchell, running Wangaratta for the first time, setting a new course record of 17 minutes 12, beating Amy Carrick's record by 47 seconds, and Lauren Reid running Orange in 17 minutes 39. Top three females in New Zealand were Hannah Oldroyd, running a new PB at Hagley in 17 minutes and 11 seconds, Nancy Zhang running Queenstown in 19 minutes flat, and Pip Mio running Western Springs in 19 minutes and 10 seconds. The top three fastest males in Australia were Gordon McClellan, setting a new PB at Kira in 14 minutes 52, Dale Zabiella setting a new PB in Rockingham in 15 minutes 35, and Brandon Martin breaking his own course record at Bathurst by 38 seconds, running 15:38. The top three fastest males in New Zealand were Paul Martelletti again taking out the top position, running Palmerston North in 14:58. Fabian Downs running Millwater for the first time in 15:38, taking Mark Royce's record by 8 seconds, and Samuel Knoch Walden running new PB of 16:03 at Cornwall Park. So there you are, sports fans. Short, sweet, and to the point. Go out there, take it easy, have fun, and try not to hurt yourselves. Oh, look at that. Informants left some beer in the fridge. Finders keepers.
So, Mel, it's been another good catch-up, another good parkrun day passed and another parkrun day quickly approaching. What have you got planned next week?
Oh, wow, Ollie. I have to get planning for this Panorama Punish. So I'm looking for hills this week. I'm going to search out one of my local events, which I think might be Sunbury Parkrun. So What about you?
I won't be running any official hills. I'll be back in the purple/orange, or actually /blue, back behind the megaphone.
Blue. Oh, the white and blue.
Yes.
Excellent. Run directing.
Looking forward to that. So yeah, another local week before we go a bit further afield. It'll be nice.
Any of the family joining you this week?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I'm sure there's a chance of Hannah popping up. I think Mum has said she's coming up to have a park run anyway. No, I have to see. Maybe I have to get Ava out.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she could help.
Excellent. That would be good.
If I could rustle her up nice and early.
How old's Ava?
She's 5, yeah. Soon to be 6. And she's got a megaphone voice, so that'd work. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, my money's on Hannah, really. But yes, we shall see.
I've also discovered, Facebook pops up, Ollie, with these memories all the time. So I'm getting a lot of Facebook memories. Every Facebook memory I see, I'm wearing the same jacket.
Yep.
I've been wearing the same jacket, the same running jacket, pretty much my whole parkrun career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I'm due for a new one. I'm starting to Google.
Now is there a parkrun jacket? There is a parkrun jacket. I mean, there's Contra, of course, but
is there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the range is.
Oh, okay, maybe I need
check.
to investigate that because I just been going Nike because that's what I currently wear, which I'm getting holes in my pocket and because I've had it a fair few years now.
Yeah,
and I'm not one to. Apart from, obviously whenever you do running events, you always end up with the obligatory
That's right.
T-shirt
yes.
and perhaps buff. So you're saying I should look at the parkrun?
Well, yeah. It's been a long time since I've checked out any of the parkrun gear, but I've certainly noticed that the Contra range has a few jackets.
Okay.
As part of that. So there could be some good options there for you, Mel.
Rightio, I shall look into that. Thank you very much.
That's all right. But, hey, if anyone else has any suggested ranges, that could be part of the feedback, couldn't it, Mel?
They might like to write in and let us know on our email, which is parkrunadventurers@gmail.com. We love to hear.
Always.
We would actually love an email.
Yeah. And look, it wasn't via the email, but I must shout out because we were speculating around returns of parkruns recently, last week, I believe. And, there are still some parkruns out there that haven't returned. So Peter Polman actually let us know that Callaghan Parkrun's yet to return.
Yes, I know. I'm not quite sure why, Peter. Please, if you could give us a bit of context as to what is the issue with Callaghan and what other parkruns we are still waiting on in Australia. I don't think there's many, Ollie.
No, I'd only just heard of Nepean River's return, but that was following flood damage. I think they're on an alternative course there at the moment. But, yeah, can't be many, but I would dearly like to be educated there. So, feedback welcome. And, for those parkruns still hanging out for their return in Australia and obviously for everyone globally, we're looking forward to you rejoining the parkrun world on a Saturday sometime soon.
Definitely, Ollie. And I don't know that it's actually going to be of any benefit. But for Mother's Day, Ollie, I got a gimbal. I'm very excited. And today, Paul and I were setting it up.
Yep.
And you got to install an app. It's very high tech.
So it's a big adjustment. So have you had a chance to take it for a run yet, Mel?
Well, we were going to today. Paul and I went for a run today, and we took a bit of time to try and set it up. We're having a bit of a play around with it, and then I decided that it was maybe a little bit more than I was prepared to try to do on my actual run, because it feels like it's a bit complicated, Ollie. I think I need to go out more on a walk, maybe on a parkrun course, and play around with it before I actually try and run with it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there's a lot of features that I need to get my head around. I'm determined to do it because, I think it would be really beneficial. Ollie, we could maybe do some lives.
That'd be the fun of it, wouldn't it? Just being able to share a bit more of the parkrun day experience. And you'll be a pro before you know it, Mel. I'll be having to take lessons.
I'll commit.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, and thank you to my beautiful family for gifting me this for Mother's Day. Yeah. It was lovely, even though I did ask for it, but never mind.
That's beside the point. They listen.
Well, I think, Ollie, we have exceeded our limit for today, potentially.
Always nice.
Yeah, it has been good. I look forward to chatting to you again next week.
Excellent. Thanks, Mel.
Hi, Mel and Ollie. We really missed Junior Parkrun today, but we still took Mum for a walk, not parkrun. Happy Mother's Day, Mel. Bye!